What's up guys, we've got another driving test leaving from Birmingham Garretts Green. This test was at the 11 AM slot, so if you wanted to see what the roads are like at that time, this is then. For this test, I'm not going to be pointing out any of the faults that happened. This time, if you are watching the video all the way through, I want you to tell me if you notice any faults. At the end I'll tell you the result, whether they passed or failed, with all the minors, that's up to you guys. I will, however, be pointing out tricky parts of the route to you, for example certain junctions or places that could cause problems for your test. As they were approaching this T-junction, they looked to the right early so they could see that it was clear. Because of that, they were able to keep the car rolling and moved out quickly. They've been asked to take the next road on the right. Remember, from this point, the examiner will not give you any directions, because at the beginning of the test they say follow the road ahead unless road signs or markings say otherwise. That doesn't mean that you can floor it through this junction. Or as the youth say, send it cuzzy. After you've turned right here, there might be a little bit of a silence for a while. The reason for that is they get you to follow the road for quite a bit, and there's a lot of road signs they want you to look at the same time. So don't be shocked if there is that awkward silence. You could maybe try and chat with the examiner. You could even put the radio on really low if you did want to. And aside from road sign galore, we have a left only sign, we have a no right turns, we have a no entry, and we also have another sign reminding you that you can only turn left. And coming up we have another sign telling you can't turn right, along with giveaway lines at the same time. If you haven't passed your theory yet, that road is perfect to go down. Now I want you guys to tell me, do we need a left signal on at this point, or do we need a right signal or no signals at all? And we're about to enter the road with the new restrictions on. The restrictions only count when it is school times. You can see the signs on the left that tell you when you cannot enter. And the signs are now visible. Because it's not operating times, they did get directed to the left. However, if there was in operation so you can't enter, the examiner would more than likely be quiet, as you would be expected to turn right. I've not actually had that situation with a student yet, but you never know, they could do that. As they pulled over, they left a gap that was bigger than a drain. So you tell me, is that a safe distance? Down this road can be quite a challenging one, as there's normally quite a few cars parked up either side. As you can see at the moment with the oncoming car, it does push you much closer to the bins, and because there isn't a pavement there, it does make it a bit harder to judge. Remember, this junction can be really quite busy. Don't rush taking a gap. You will eventually have one appear, but if you do emerge and it does cause other road users to change their course of driving, that will result in a serious or dangerous fault. Again, with this turning, it can sometimes be very busy. Remember, if there are cars on the oncoming road, you are allowed to wait where you are until it is clear to move. Even if there are cars behind you, you are still allowed to do this because you have no other choice. Coming up, they've been asked to take the second left. The first one is the one you can see now, and the second one is by the crossroads. The reason they'll say it like that is because end of the road would be a T-junction. A crossroads would be next road on the left, next road on the right, or follow the road straight ahead. So the wording that they use is normally quite precise. Most of the examiners will use the same wording. They've been asked to take the next road on the left. It is not the dashed lines that you see there. It is the entrance where the arrow is and they enter now. I think they had a little bit of thoughts there about whether they should enter or not, but they did it correct. The reason they have that little turning in bit just before there is for the houses to be able to access their drives. Now this roundabout gets interesting. Let me know what you guys think the faults are here. Keep your eye on the rear view mirror and you'll notice that there is a very dangerous overtake about to happen. At this point here with the 3 lanes, I recommend if you're just following the road ahead, stay in the middle lane. You'll notice that further up the left hand lane starts to close, so it's more than acceptable to be in the middle lane coming from that direction. If you have this local road knowledge, use it to your advantage. They've been asked to take the next road on the left. You'll notice the road sign, it gives you a little forewarning that your turn is coming up. Because it is a faster road, you are allowed to start your routines a little bit sooner, and that would include putting your signal on earlier as well. It will give the car behind you more time to be able to react. The only time you wouldn't do that is if it could mislead the other road user. For example, if there was a turning beforehand. You'll notice that they've now pulled up on the right. This is going to be their manoeuvre. They were too wide out, so they did get closer into the curb. Before they did it, they looked all the way around and had good observations. Before they moved off again, they had good all-round observations, making sure that they checked all of their blind spots, and the observations were constant back and forth and all round as they were moving backwards. They did finish it off in a good position in the end. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know this roundabout catches a couple of people out. Because it's a single laned roundabout, you do not need to follow the 12 o'clock rule here. You'll notice the pavement to the left sticks out a little bit. Sometimes that means people end up clipping or mounting the curb, but this was handled perfectly. When approaching this roundabout, always scan the crossing. There's one crossing nearly on every single side, so it's important as you enter the roundabout and as you exit, you're constantly looking for road users and also pedestrians. So if you look into the new road from now, you can see that there is the lights indicating to you that there is a zebra crossing. Now you're around the corner, you should have a clear view on whether there are any pedestrians waiting to use it. Don't forget with both roundabouts, always check to the right. You don't want to be that one person that gets caught out if a car is coming from that direction. So if you've got to the end of the video watching the faults that happened, I can tell you now there was no serious faults that happened. All of the faults were just minor ones. So it was a fantastic drive, and as you can see the road conditions weren't too bad at all. It tends to start getting busier about 15-20 minutes from now when it gets nearer to 12 o'clock. So I hope this helped, guys. Remember, if there's any roads that you think need covering or that I haven't done before, give me a shout in the comments and I can see if I've got any past videos of them.